Right now, live at 5.
It's the first day of school for Duluth Elementary School students. We find out how they're tackling the first day.
Plus, Minnesota health officials are blaming a backlog of COVID-19 vaccines as the reason behind the slow distribution. This as President Biden is expected to reimpose travel restrictions on dozens of countries in hopes of slowing the spread of new COVID strains. And later, a popular Super Bowl ad will be missing from this year's lineup. Why the company says they want to put their money towards something else.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Welcome to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look over the city of Duluth. As we kick off this week, students here are heading back to the classroom after months of virtual learning. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Bakke. You'll remember Governor Tim Walz gave the green light for schools to reopen back in December if the schools felt confident enough to maintain a healthy environment. CBS3's Leanne Valdez shares what Lester Park Elementary School is doing to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
After a whirlwind of a school year,
I think this has been one of the hardest things that education has faced.
Duluth Elementary students pre-K through second grade were greeted with some normalcy Monday.
Really excited for the first day of full in-person.
One by one, children were seen getting dropped off by parents, buses, or walking to school. Superintendent of Duluth Public Schools, John Magus, helped with safely guiding students across the street. Magus says the school has been working on a pandemic plan since summertime.
So there's been a lot of work done.
The district's goal is to first and foremost keep children safe.
We try and keep the students potted together so that they stay within their same social group.
Children in the same social group must stay 3 feet away from each other and 6 feet away from teachers at all times. School officials will also clean as much as possible.
Wiping down our high-touch areas. Making sure that we're going through with deeper cleaning every night.
Students and teachers must also wear masks. Magus stressed how important it is to have elementary students learning in the classroom.
There are students who are, slipping through the cracks and not engaging in learning, and it's especially hard for the youngest of our learners.
We're so excited you're back!
Kindergarten parent Patrick Moore agrees.
It's good for him to get to go back and socialize.
Moore's son, Bridger, attended a school focused on nature-based criteria, but Moore says it was tough to keep up with distance learning.
Kind of wanted to get back in a classroom, too.
Moore says, of course, he has concerns, but trusts he's in good hands.
The school district has done so much to ease those concerns, and Bridger is ready to start kindergarten,
Duluth students in 3rd through 5th grade will return to school on February 8th. Middle and high schoolers are still distance learning as recommended by the state. Meanwhile, Minnesota education leaders unveiled a new plan today aimed at helping students recover after falling behind during the pandemic and closing the opportunity gap. The plan is called Due North. It includes prioritizing in-person learning for as many kids as possible and retaining teachers, especially ones from different cultures and backgrounds. The plan also aims to stop racism in the classroom, make sure all schools get the funding they truly need. Governor Walz says the pandemic has only made these problems worse.
And while it might be easy to say, well, we can't do much now, we're focused on COVID, we don't have the resources, and to turn back in, that would be exactly the wrong solution. So
we'll take a closer look at the priorities and what research played a role in forming this new plan coming up tonight at 6. We will also hear what state Republicans have to say. Minnesota health officials say a backlog of COVID-19 vaccines is causing slow distribution. The number of Minnesotans who have received at least the first dose of the 2-shot vaccine is less than 5% of the population. Officials say the evidence of a vaccination backlog became clear last week. That's when the state launched a pilot program intended to speed up vaccinations to people 65 and older, educators, and child care workers. The online booking process quickly became overwhelmed, getting more than 1 million hits by by early afternoon. Because of those huge backlogs, Minnesota is making some big changes to the registration process this time around. So here's what you need to know. Appointments, including for those at the Mountain Iron Clinic, will now be on a lottery basis instead of first come, first serve. Online registration opens at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning and will stay open for 24 hours. The call center will be open from 9 tomorrow morning to 7 tomorrow night. Anyone 65 and older, teachers or child care workers can register for an appointment during those time frames. After that window closes, the state will randomly fill appointments from the pool of people who have registered. As we mentioned, you can register online or by phone. The phone number is on your screen, and it's also on our website. That's also where you can find a link to the state's registration page. President Biden is set to reimpose travel restrictions today on dozens of countries to slow the spread of new coronavirus strains. As the new administration ramps up its response to the pandemic, former White House Coronavirus Task Force Coordinator Dr. Deborah Birx revealed what it was like to work in the Trump administration, claiming she was leading the former president's COVID response all by herself. Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
President Biden is expected to reinstate a coronavirus travel ban on more than 24 European countries and Brazil, and add a new ban on South Africa.
Additionally, beginning tomorrow, international travelers to the United States must provide proof of a negative test within 3 days of travel to airlines prior to departure.
Dr. Anthony Fauci said on CBS this morning the Biden administration's goal of 100 million vaccinations in 100 days is reasonable, and exceeding the goal is possible.
It gets hard and it'll get harder. Do we think we can do it? Absolutely, we think we can do it.
But some Biden administration officials are tempering expectations, saying they're still trying to get a handle on how the Trump administration handled early distribution of the vaccine.
I can't tell you how much vaccine we have. And if I can't tell it to you, then I can't tell it to the governors, and I can't tell it to the state health officials.
I always feel like I could have done more, been more outspoken.
Former Coronavirus Task Force Coordinator Dr. Deborah Birx told CBS News' Face the Nation there was no full-time team in the Trump White House working on the COVID response, and she grew frustrated with COVID deniers within the White House.
Every time a statement was made by a political leader that wasn't consistent with public health needs, that derailed our response. It is also why I went out on the road, because I wasn't censored on the road.
Top Biden administration aides discussed the president's $1.9 trillion COVID economic relief plan with a group of senators on Sunday, some suggesting President Biden provide more details on how the money will be spent. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
President Biden's relief plan includes $1,400 stimulus checks for most Americans. It also calls for $400 billion to be used for slowing the spread of the virus. Well, looking ahead, copper nickel mining will take center stage at tomorrow's St. Louis County Board meeting. Commissioners are set to consider a symbolic resolution supporting copper nickel mining. It also opposes pauses or bans on copper nickel mining and any future precious metals exploration. This comes after a bill was introduced at the Minnesota State Capitol this month that could block projects that haven't proved to be safe elsewhere. Again, the county board has no direct control over permits for any proposed copper nickel mining project. Also today, Congressman Pete Stauber introduced a bill supporting copper nickel mining. We'll break it down and what it could mean if passed coming up tonight at 10. But for now, let's check in with Dave for a look at the weather. We were just talking. I saw your awesome picture of your snowmobile on Facebook. And, you know, a lot of people were just thrilled with some of that weekend snow we saw.
Yeah, and the old machine started up after about 2 years of not being ridden. Last year it was buried in the November blizzard, and I couldn't dig it out. It was in like cement. So finally got a ride in. And good thing I did yesterday when it was warmish, because this morning it was coolish. Low temps ran from 22 below in International Falls to 7 below in places like Hayward, and one of our hot spots was Ironwood at 1 degree below zero. It's going to get cold again tonight, especially in Minnesota, but it will be a little bit warmer actually for Wisconsin and Michigan, but cool enough for a wind chill advisory for northern Minnesota. Actual air temps could go towards 20 below inland again, and then the wind chill factor could be in the 30 below plus range. So we have to watch out for temperatures that are on the chilly side for a couple of days, of course, including tomorrow. On the Minnesota side of life, Partly cloudy to mostly sunny, but cloudier and warmer for Wisconsin and Michigan. Does that mean snow for the snow belt? I'll let you know in just a couple more minutes.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, the community of International Falls is getting creative to keep the tradition of a popular event alive. That story and more from across the region coming up in City by City.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS3. When severe weather hits, tune to CBS3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night.
Still hard to find a spot, just easier to park. Still the big move, just more moving. Still singing, just more in tune. Still the gang's all here, just less are we there yet. The Chevy family of SUVs, making life's journey just better.
Get a $5,500 cash allowance on most 2020 Equinox models. Plus, current Chevy owners with an eligible GM credit card get an additional $1,750 total allowance. Visit TrueNorthChevyDealers.com.
With locations throughout the Northland and northern Wisconsin, Super One Liquor has you covered for all of your party and gathering needs. We have a commitment to deliver outstanding service, variety, and top quality wines and spirits. And don't forget the best variety of ice-cold beer and beverages, all at the low prices you've come to expect. Super One Liquor. Come for the service, leave with the savings.
Find your style and save big money on Patriot Lighting at Menards. The Menards Lighting Showroom is filled with all of the latest lighting collections from Patriot Lighting. The Samuel collection comes in a bold bronze finish with clear glass shades for maximum glow. These lights come with vintage-style bulbs to complete the industrial feel. Right now, get this Samuel chandelier for only $149.99. Save on Patriot Lighting now during Menards Home Improvement Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
The Cetus Fogger disinfectant machine sanitizes and restricts the growth of bacteria and viruses. Our disinfectant machines are needed wherever infection can be spread, such as hospitals, public spaces, schools, and nursing homes. The R model is stationary, ideal for the home, office, and classroom, while the C model is movable and ideal for commercial and industrial settings. Our disinfectant machine also controls mold, pests, and odors, ideal for the food and agriculture industries. Visit www.cetusonline.com. That is CETUSonline.com.
Wash your hands.
Wear a mask.
Mantén distancia.
Stay home when you're sick.
Slow the spread.
We can do this together.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Spirit Mountain as we kick off the week. Dave will be in with this week's forecast coming up in a few minutes, but first we're going to see what's happening around the Northland. Some locals in International Falls are keeping the spirit of an annual festival alive. Plus, snow days could be a thing of the past in Barnum. All of that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We'll start things off in Barnum, where snow days will soon be looking a lot different. The elementary school is sharing a new plan in the event they need to cancel school for an emergency, such as weather conditions. In a letter posted to the district's Facebook page, the school said now that they have the capability to distance learn, they don't plan to cancel school for things like snow days like they used to. You can find more information on the school district's website. Meanwhile, Barnum High School leaders will share their plan at a later date. Now to International Falls, where unfortunately the city's Icebox Days has been canceled because of the pandemic. But that's not stopping some locals from keeping the spirit alive. Jesse Lutkin made these beautiful snow sculptures, which can be seen at Smoky Bear Park. In addition to having the snow sculptures put together, the chamber also carried on with the tradition of their Freeze Your Gizzard Blizzard race and held a virtual 5 and 10K featuring participants from 20 different states. We'll end things in Chisholm, where the Minnesota Discovery Center wants everyone to know they are now open for business. They're inviting people to go spread out in their 33,000 square foot museum, catch up on some family history at the Research Center, stop and shop the Miner's Daughter's gift shop, or rent a pair of snowshoes and hike the center's historic 660-acre campus. MDC also wrote on its Facebook page that they are getting close to opening the world-class Redhead mountain bike park for fat tire biking and snowshoeing on designated trails. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, some Minnesota lawmakers are pushing new legislation in hopes of slowing the spread of a deadly deer disease.
Well, folks in Duluth woke up to 7 below, at least up over the hill this morning. Chilly, but not quite in record territory. That's 31 below from 19.4. Will we get closer tomorrow morning? Yeah, the chill is coming back for at least half the region. We'll talk about which half after our break.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Expanding or restructuring your business? DiscoverPC.net offers wired and wireless network infrastructure updates and upgrades. Looking at working from home or adding remote workers? Need help moving your data to cloud or remote access? Contact DiscoverPC.net.
Mom, I'm here. Mom, where are you? Mom?
Without emergency protection, you risk your life. But with Life Alert, one press of a button can get you help fast.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-458-9565. That's 1-800-458-9565. Call now, 1-800-458-9565. For a free brochure, call 1-800-458-9565.
We're working hard to provide you with an improved DTA experience. With the Transit app, see your route in real time, get notifications, plan your trip, and more in one convenient place. And that's just one way we're building a better DTA.
Truck toppers, lids, liners, and accessories. Northwest Outlet is your truck topper headquarters of the Northland. Northwest Outlet has a large variety of ARE toppers for all makes and models of trucks, foreign or domestic, in all kinds of custom colors and styles and free installation. ARE's smooth, sculptured profiles and tight fit make it hard to see where the cab ends and the topper begins. Beautiful and rugged ARE has the highest quality construction for strength and durability. Northwest Outlet, 1814 Belknap Superior, the store that saves you more.
Local news and local weather here on CBS3.
509 FXR, HJC, and Climb Snow Apparel at RJ Sport and Cycle.
Some things are just too important to leave out of your day. Make sure we aren't one of them. Live, local, CBS3. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, our weekend chance for light snow did pay off, and it was pretty light. I predicted 1 to 3 inches. Most towns came up between 2 to 4. Coleraine, 4 inches. Nearby Grand Rapids, just a little bit behind at 3.5. Kettle River, 3.3. And Duluth International Airport, 2.8. Cloquet, just a hair behind that at 2.7. White Lake's in the 2-inch range. Ashland was there as well, and so was Superior, at least a little bit south of town. Well, our next snow chance may not come until Friday or so. That means from now until then, we're going to probably face some chilly conditions, especially in Minnesota. There is a chance, actually, tonight for a little more snow for folks in the snowbelt of the South Shore, and we'll talk about that after the current conditions at Duluth International. It's 13 above. Relative humidity is dry at 41%. North-northeast winds running 8 miles per hour, but it could pick up towards 15 or so overnight tonight, and that's why Minnesotans are looking at a wind chill advisory through noon tomorrow. Air pressure's on the high side here at 30.22 inches of mercury as Arctic high pressure takes over from the north. Current temperature is not bad in the Upper Peninsula, 14 waters meet, just a little cooler in Ironwood. Wisconsin numbers are fairly decent for January as well. The normal is 19, and going from 12 to 16 isn't so bad. 15 is in Superior, and that's in the middle of the pack. 14 Moose Lake, not so bad. 12 on the North Shore, starting to get a little chilly. And yeah, then you get to the Iron Ranges, the Vermilion, the Mesabi, and Border Country, where already International Falls is down to 5 below. So I think they could go towards 20 below tonight. Inland parts of Minnesota, about 5 to 20 below. A little bit warmer for Wisconsin and the UP, though, because clouds will be thicker there, and that's going to mean a chance for a couple of snow showers as well. Doppler map right now shows the potential for lake effect snow for the south shores there, but not really paying off now. 40% chance you could get some as the night goes on. For Minnesotans, it's going to be clear and cold as that Arctic high pressure takes over the region. And even though it may be staying away from Wisconsin and the UP tonight, as we go through Thursday, odds are it'll take over everybody and make us on the chillier side, but it will warm up by the weekend as an upper-level trough of lower pressure hopes to become a full-fledged low and come our way by Thursday to cloud things up, and Friday to bring some flurries. Saturday, right now, there's a chance for snow that could accumulate, but as our friends at the Weather Service say, the confidence in this system is not quite there yet, but we'll track it until it goes one way or the other. Tonight, we're going the cold way in Minnesota. Low temps should run 20 below up north to maybe 0 right by the lake with a clear to partly cloudy sky. Now towards Wisconsin and the UP, it's going to be mostly cloudy, and there could be some South Shore flurries from lake influence, and low temps will be 0 to 6 above. A lot warmer there. Tomorrow's high temps in Wisconsin, Michigan run about 15 to 19, just a hair below normal. Partly sunny for Wisconsin, but folks in the UP could get some more snow showers. Minnesota, though, should be clear to partly cloudy with highs as low as 2 inland and 17 right by the lake. Everybody else in between. Here now is the extended forecast, and this cold snap will keep snapping here to Thursday. Then we warm up and cloud up Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's the snow chance. 30 to 50% chance for each day, Friday night, Sunday morning, and Saturday wedged in between.
Thanks, Dave. 2 Northland lawmakers are working together to combat the spread of chronic wasting disease. State Representative Rob Eklund of International Falls wrote a bill with help from Representative Mike Sundin of ESCO. The Democrats say the goal is to protect the state's deer herd by having rules on transportation, identification, and muzzle loading. With more than 450,000 hunters in Minnesota, Eklund says taking these measures is going to be beneficial for everyone.
This is a critical industry in the state of Minnesota. That we heard the numbers of hunters earlier, and it's something that I think we need to do due diligence to protect.
The bill will be up for consideration tomorrow in the House Environment and Natural Resources Committee. Chronic wasting disease has been harmful to the health of the state's deer herd and population. It's usually this time of the show when we talk about pets hoping to get adopted. Well, today we have an update on a sweet pair of pups we introduced you to last week who have now found their forever homes. You'll remember Martha and Ruby from Precious Paws Humane Society in Chisholm. Last week, we told you they needed to be adopted together, and now that's exactly what has happened. Over the weekend, a special family stopped in to meet them and decided they were just the dogs they've been looking for. We hear the girls are settling in very well. There are still so many animals looking for a place to call home, so make sure to tune in each week as we feature dogs and cats from across the region who are hoping to be adopted. Still to come, a company whose Super Bowl ads have become fan favorites won't be involved in this year's Super Bowl. The reason why, after the break.
Real encounters with God are life-changing. Join us Sundays at 11:30 for The Message of Good Hope and learn how you can reach your highest potential through a relationship with Christ. Only on the Duluth CW.
Amazing power, amazing speed, one ultra cool price. Take your internet to the extreme, starting at $19.99 a month for 1 year. Experience blazing hot speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig. Turn up the intensity with powerful in-home Wi-Fi and stay chill with 99.99% network reliability. Get extreme internet starting at $19.99 a month for 1 year. Dial 844-EXTREME2.
I found our song.
Her husband will never grant her a divorce.
I told you this was not going to be easy.
He abandoned her. How much would it take for you to just let her go?
So you're trying to bribe me into leaving my wife?
What's the big deal? First time he did it for free.
A new Bob Hart's Abishola. Watch tonight or stream anytime on CBS.
I don't think any other year is ever going to be like 2020. I never thought that I would go through something like this ever in my life. This pandemic's not a isolated thing to our country or to our state or to our city. This is something that's affecting the world, and that just shows really how interconnected we all are. And I think that's why news is so important, because news is kind of like that lifeline to kind of bring that information out and bring us all together.
Watch Jenna and Caitlin in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m.
Epilepsy can affect anyone with a brain.
It does not discriminate.
If you have a brain,
you can get epilepsy.
But here's something that's just as important to know.
Anyone with a brain can affect epilepsy.
So let's use our brains to do just that.
Let's change the way people think about epilepsy.
To find cures.
Because if all of us can get epilepsy,
all of us
can end epilepsy.
We just need to use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains to end epilepsy.
Fire threatens everything in its path. When it threatens our communities, we respond. We bring the fight to the front line. The Army National Guard stands ready because sometimes the front lines are in our own backyard. We will always be there when our community needs us the most. Find out more about serving your community part-time by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. Plus, subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night.
For the first time in nearly 40 years, you won't see any Budweiser ads during this year's Super Bowl. A commercial spot for the February 7th game is a reported $5.6 million. Budweiser said it's shifting the money it would have spent on a slot to support COVID-19 vaccine awareness with donations and future ad campaigns. Meanwhile, Anheuser-Busch's other brands like Bud Light and Michelob Ultra will air 4 minutes of ads during the big game. Well, now that we know who will be playing in the Super Bowl, we also know more about how this year's event will look. We're learning the NFL's COVID protocols will only allow 22,000 fans into the stadium on Super Bowl Sunday to watch the game. 7,500 tickets were donated to vaccinated healthcare workers, but don't expect Super Bowl week to look anything like years past, with the Kansas City Chiefs only expected to arrive in Tampa Bay a day or two before the game. And we are very excited here on CBS3 because this year you can watch Super Bowl 55 on Sunday, February 7th, right here on CBS3.
Coming up here on the CBS Evening News, President Biden ups his goal, saying every American who wants a vaccine can get one by spring, and pledging 1.5 million doses a day. Plus, the article of impeachment against former President Trump makes its way to the Senate tonight as members of Congress receive new threats on Capitol Hill. And the GOAT and the Kid. The Super Bowl showdown is set between Tampa Bay and Kansas City right here on CBS. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Change the future of medicine from the convenience of home. Join the All of Us research program to help improve health research and speed up medical breakthroughs. Visit essentialhealth.org/allofus to learn more.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets, 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow, and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. You'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Call or go online now to take advantage of Mike's Christmas special. Use your promo code, and for a limited time, when you buy one set of sheets, you'll get another set absolutely free. Order now.
We are excited to announce that our newest luxury apartment building, The View at Bluestone, is now leasing for 2021. Lease with us and you'll enjoy amazing amenities like a hot tub, pool, fitness center, pet spa, parking garage, and so much more.
I am most excited about the view that I get to look at Canal Park and see Duluth and the lift bridge. I get to look over Lake Superior.
New year, new home, new view. Schedule a tour at viewatbluestone.com.
Find your style with Patriot Lighting from Menards. We carry a great selection of indoor lighting products in stock. This Leaf Island light features a satin nickel frame with graphite accents. Its stylish design will add a modern touch to any kitchen. Just $149.99. The Brooklyn Island light comes with vintage style bulbs and has an industrial feel. Right now it's only $189.99. Find your style and save today on Patriot Lighting during Menards Home Improvement Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
Coming up tonight, how new grant funding could help job seekers in Duluth with technology assistance.
It's the first day of school for Duluth Elementary School students. We find out how they're tackling the first day.
Tonight at 6 on live local CBS3. When severe weather hits, tune to CBS3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night. Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, celebrating 30 years in business in 2021 with 30% off store-wide. Downtown Duluth.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Monday evening. Let's take a look back at today's top stories and we'll see what's coming up tonight at 6. You'll remember Governor Tim Walz gave the green light for Minnesota schools to reopen back in December if the schools felt confident enough to maintain a healthy environment. Well, for many northern Minnesota schools, that time has come. Today, Lester Park Elementary schools went back to the classroom to begin in-person learning once again. And coming up tonight at 6, while students went back to the classroom, Governor Walz was working on a new education plan called Due North. It's meant to create equal opportunities for all Minnesota children. The governor announced the plan this afternoon. Coming up tonight at 6, we'll hear what it means for students in this area, and we'll hear from Republican lawmakers on what they think of the plan. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next. We'll see you right back here at 6.